Yes, good morning to you, and indeed a sense of anticipation here. I'm literally standing in the middle of this iconic, what does one call it, Long March to Freedom exhibition in bronze, and behind me you'll see some of the greatest names in South Africa's history, from the times of the Khoi and the San leaders to great Xhosa and isiZulu warriors and kings, to struggle icons such as Nelson Mandela, Oliver and Adelaide Tambo, and of course I'm joined now by the CEO of the National Heritage Project, NPC, Dali Tambo, and of course to talk a bit about the inclusion of the Arch, as we know him, as we love him, to be memorialized in bronze as part of this exhibition. Dali, very warm good morning to you. So, of course, let's just start with the history of this exhibition itself. This was your brainchild. I read somewhere that you visited your parents' graves often, spoke to them, and you wanted to do something to honor Oliver Tambo. And of course, this is what happened. This is the effect of that. Speak to us a bit about the process.
Well, as you say, I went to the grave. I said to him, you know, Dad, there isn't a single statue of you in South Africa, and I'm planning to do one. And that evening, I got this message in my head from him saying, no, Dali, don't just honor me, honor all of them who served. And so I set out on this journey. I recruited a lady called Sarah Haynes, who is a great heritage expert, and together we went forward. I went to Baleka and Mbete. She encouraged me. She said, go for it. I went to the National Lotteries Commission. They encouraged me. I went to Palo Jordan. I said, will you be our historical expert? He agreed to do that, and a few other professors from different South African universities, because we wanted to ensure that although we could only do so many to begin with, we wanted to ensure that they were worthy of being honored, of walking together as a collective, representing the sort of collective leadership that we've had over 350 years of generational struggle.
We talk about that generational struggle, and today, of course, behind me, a rather small in stature statue which will be unveiled. Of course, we know the Arch was a tiny man, but with a huge personality, an icon in his own right, a global activist for peace and for justice, social justice, a myriad of causes. Talk to us a bit about how it came about that he will be memorialized in bronze here today.
Well, like many of them, I knew them. He was my uncle, but he was also this iconic figure that the whole world accepted was a man, an individual who in many ways inspired people from one end of the earth to the other. But in our struggle, he played a fundamental role. And so it was important that he walk amongst his comrades, his friends, those he struggled with. It was important to honor him in bronze so that we never forget him. As you say, that personality, that cheer, that brilliance of mind, that determination needed to be represented, and he needed to have a prime spot. We intend with all of these ancestors, to keep them in the public memory, in the public's minds, that we cannot go forward without acknowledging the role they played and their example, the values that Desmond Tutu stood for, the morality of the man. We have to follow those examples, but also 300 years from now, young people must be able to say, these were the leaders who took us across the treacherous paths, the mountains and valleys, to our liberation. And although they lived 300 years ago, here are their statues. This is what they looked like. This is their humanity in bronze.
Dali, thank you so much for your time. I know we're delaying the start of the program this morning, but thank you nonetheless for speaking to me.
Please encourage all the viewers to come and see this exhibition whenever you have the opportunity. It will remind you of your own essence and of the essence and identity of our country.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. Of course, Dali Tambo there, the CEO of the National Heritage Project, NPC, just on today's launch and unveiling of a bronze life-size statue of our beloved Arch Desmond Tutu, who died at the age of 90 on the 26th of December 2021. Of course, after the unveiling today, he will be immemorialized here at the Long March to Freedom exhibition in bronze at Century City in Cape Town.